It's that time of year again when everyone's trying to convince you to get out there and vote. Actors, the media, politicians, they all agree. You gotta vote. I think they're all wrong. It's a waste of time. You ask me, don't bother. This time of year is very strange in America. It's once every 4 years when people get interested in politics and government, and they divide into different teams and get real passionate about issues that they haven't really spent that much time thinking about. We treat politics like it's Olympic beach volleyball. Once every 4 years we kind of pretend to care, and then we forget about it. So I guess the first thing I'd say about voting is this. There's nothing noble about it. In fact, there's nothing noble about democracy. Today in our culture, everybody seems to worship democracy. We all celebrate it. We even go and fight wars to bring democracy to other parts of the world who don't even really want it. All democracy really is majority rule. Do you really think that the majority of the American voting population is well educated on the issues? Do politicians play to the super educated, or do they play to the people who don't really understand what's going on? Silly get out the vote campaigns will say things like, it doesn't matter who you vote for, just get out there and vote. Okay, what if you're an uninformed voter? What if you haven't read a newspaper in 6 years? Is it still a noble thing to just get out there and vote? There's so much mythology around voting that makes no sense. I hear things like, people died for your right to vote. Okay, people died for lots of ridiculous reasons. People died for the right to own slaves. People died defending evil monarchies. People die in senseless war all the time. People die for lots of bad reasons. I'm gonna need a better reason than somebody died in order to go do something. What really bothers me about these get out the vote campaigns is they don't even encourage kids to educate themselves first. There's no get informed campaign, it's just get out there and vote. And then you can feel good about yourself. You can wear one of those I voted stickers and judge all of the people who didn't participate in this weird ritual of the state. Here's an interesting fact about your vote. It is statistically meaningless. Your vote has virtually no effect on the outcome of the election. Even if you live in a swing state, you have virtually no effect. Why would it be in anyone's interest to spend the time that it takes to inform yourself about politics when your vote only counts for 1/130 millionth of a say? People take off of work to go vote. They take hours out of their day. They take time away from their families and they go vote. They pull a lever that has statistically no effect on the outcome. You're doing nothing. You would be far better off staying at work, staying with your kids. If you walk down the street and smile at someone who's sad, you've done more to serve your fellow man than if you vote for President of the United States of America. People say, well, you have to vote. That's how you voice your opinion. Voting is not voicing your opinion at all. Voting is done in secrecy. No one even knows if who you say you voted for, you really voted for. The person who gets in doesn't know if you voted for them or against them. I love when people say you should vote for a third-party candidate. That'll send a message, they say. My question is this, what's the message? Ross Perot did extremely well as a third-party candidate. At one point, he was polling in first place. In our lifetime, he was probably the most successful third-party candidate. What was the message that Washington, D.C. got from that? It seems to me the message was, we better make it more difficult for a third party to achieve success like that. And if voting for a third party somehow sends a message, wouldn't not voting at all send the same message? So, aside from the fact that your vote is statistically meaningless and that casting a vote doesn't help anybody in any way, here's one more reason why you shouldn't even bother. They're all a bunch of liars. Presidents lie. They all lie. If you actually look back at a president's record, there's no way to tell how they're going to govern from the way they campaign. JFK was a war hawk. Ronald Reagan greatly expanded the size of government. Nixon campaigned on ending the war in Vietnam. George W. Bush, believe it or not, campaigned in the year 2000 against using the army for nation building. Obama ran on having the most transparent government in history. So if you ask me, voting is meaningless. And if you're going to waste your time, I'd say hold out for a candidate you actually believe in.
Lock and load. This is the point of no return, I can never go back. Life without parole, upstate, shackled and trapped. Living in the hole, looking at the world through a crack. But fuck that, I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of